Waking up knowing you have visitors is always a big pressure, especially when your brother-in-law expects you to provide him with amazing food every single day. This is doce de leite. To be a good host, you don't really have to be a good host. You just have to pretend you are. First tip to pretend you're a good host. Serve easy recipes, but with a good story that will make them look like a difficult recipe, which is the case of our amazing grilled focaccia. It's homemade bread, but it's made in an hour, so. To make our grilled focaccia, we are gonna need 2.5 cups of regular flour. In this case, we are not going to use bread flour because we want the crust from the focaccia to be super soft. Bread flour has more gluten, which is responsible for the hard crust in the bread. Focaccia has a soft crust, so regular flour is fine. In a bowl, add 2.5 cups of flour, a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar, 1 teaspoon of fast-acting dry yeast. This is bread yeast. If you want your bread in an hour, you have to use fast-acting. If not, you can use the regular one. Add 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt, which is gonna make the dough very moist, tangy, and simulate a sourdough. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1/4 cup of water. It must be lukewarm. If it's too hot, it's gonna kill your yeast. That was me simulating shotguns. The whole secret to a bread is the amount of water. You have to add it little by little until the dough comes all together. Just like this. Beautiful. Now you just have to start kneading it. You're gonna knead it by hand for 20 minutes. If you want to use a machine, only 10 minutes. Like I always say, this is quite freestyle. And it's so delicious. By kneading it, you develop the gluten in the flour. That's what's gonna give the bread characteristic to this dough. Let it rise. Split them in 4 equal pieces and let it rise for 45 minutes. Actually, the longer you let it rest, the more the fermentation is going to act, developing amazing flavors in our bread. But let's not lose our focus. This is a 1-hour bread. Brush the dough with olive oil to protect the dough from drying out and leave it at room temperature for 45 minutes. Second tip to pretend you're a good host. European ingredients will definitely convince your guests that you spend a lot of time looking for it. Italian. For the grilled focaccia, I'm gonna use taleggio cheese, which is an Italian cheese that melts beautifully. Italiano. And my guests will never find out that I can find it at my local grocery store. If you cannot find taleggio, you can also use
Gruyere, Swiss, Raclette.
Now we just have to open, shape it, and grill it. To open your dough, it's pretty much freestyle. That's the best thing about this bread. You just do whatever you want. We need a disc, so it's like, the dough's pretty gorgeous and smelling like heaven. I'm gonna open like a disc. I like it relatively thin, like this. And then I'm gonna brush some butter. You can also use truffle oil, for example. I don't like the taste of it because I think it's too strong, but you can use any kind of oil you want. Olive oil. I'm gonna brush some fat on top, so when we grill, it's gonna get that nice, crusty sort of color. Not sort of. Crusty color. Brownish color. Awesome color. Sorry if I scared you. I did not think the noise would come out the way you did. Place your bread in a really hot pan and hear the sizzle. That noise means it's gonna be really tasty. Brush the butter on the other side and flip the bread once it's golden brown. Ooh. 3 more minutes on the other side and your bread is almost ready. Slice it. Check out my lipstick, the stupid idea that I had to put the dough on my face. Yeah, it's here forever now. And fill it with your taleggio cheese. The more, the better, but I don't like too much cheese, said no one, ever. No, really, taleggio cheese is quite strong, so take it easy on it. couple more minutes in the hot pan to melt the cheese. I can hear the cheese melting beautifully. And your grilled focaccia is ready and warm and delicious, and it's like a very fancy grilled cheese. Third tip to pretend you're a good host. Set a beautiful table. This way, you're gonna convince your guests that the meal is very, very special. This is a grilled focaccia, also known as piadina, from Emilia-Romagna, Italy, filled with a soft, mild Italian cheese known as taleggio. Bling!